Simple Man with Ethan Crelinsten, Nicky Rod, and Damien Anderson. Stay a while if you know about the Jiu-Jitsu. If you don't, you can come too. This is BT.
Welcome back to another episode of the Simple Man podcast with Ethan Crelinsten,
Nicky Rod,
and Damien Anderson.
Yep.
We're back. This is a rare occasion where it's the three amigos.
Yep, but we have a guest coming in a little bit, so this is just a intro before our guest comes.
Well, real quick, I guess before the guest comes, what have we been up to? What was the last episode, to be honest?
Deagle, right?
Deagle. Before that was Craig.
Oh, wow, Deagle. So we have none in the bank right now. Oh, we got to get this shit done.
Oh, God, we got to do a couple this week.
Okay. What have you guys been up to? I was actually
we haven't spoken about a lot of things that did happen. Like, we just kind of kept having other shit, you know?
Well, what happened? I was in Jersey.
I was just in, well, technically Pennsylvania, right? Bethlehem is in Pennsylvania, I think.
Yes,
I don't know.
Correct.
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Right next to Jersey.
Yeah,
and,
you were just there for seminars.
Just a seminar, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was there for about 9 days.
For a wedding?
I went there for a wedding, but I went a week before to teach at my gym, stuff like that.
Did you object at the wedding when they're like, if anyone has something to say?
They didn't say it. I would have.
Fuck.
I would have saved my friend. I would have said no.
But I object.
No, they
Anyway.
didn't.
Would you
They
have
didn't
actually done that?
say that. No.
No. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, so I was in Jersey for, a week and then spent a couple days in Philly. The wedding was in Philly. Yep. I didn't go to sleep until like 5 a.m. and then
What were you doing?
we were just hanging out, drinking.
That's unhealthy.
Yeah,
If you were wearing a whoop strap, sponsored me.
I probably had bad recovery that
Probably.
night. I didn't wake up for my flight, which was at 10 a.m.
You missed your
Well,
flight.
yeah, you
Yeah.
went to bed at 5.
Yeah.
Had to be a
Well, yeah.
flight at 10. So
But I haven't seen those guys in years, so it's like I have to hang out. I have to hang out with my friends. It's like,
You have to.
fair, that's
yeah, those are my fucking homies.
How do you
But
guys...
Is that from college?
college friends, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The two friends, so Neil and Zach,
I know them.
yeah, they came to my fight.
Funny guys.
But there was like other guys that were in our friend group that I haven't seen in forever.
Are
It
they
was
all
fucking awesome.
into the humor that we are into, like the stupidity base level?
No. Different, very different comedy. But
Okay.
bro, some of the funniest people I know in that friend group. Killian, shout out Killian. Haven't seen him in a I don't even know, maybe a year or two. One of the funniest humans I've ever seen. But
Do they know about your story?
Story?
that's
Milf?
gonna get bleeped. But yeah, they do. Okay. Yeah. But I missed my flight. Then I trained that night still at just a random gym. Went to like an open mat. The open mat was about to close, and like the head instructor, shout out to the jiu-jitsu company in Philly, their head instructor just trained with me for like an hour straight. We just didn't even.
Sick.
Yeah, it was good.
Sick.
And the next morning we were supposed to catch our flight. That flight got canceled, so I had to rent a car.
A lot of flights I got my flights canceled as well.
Yeah,
planes are falling apart. I have a crazy story about that.
That's
I'm
insane.
serious. Yeah.
A crazy story about
I want to
it.
know that.
Yeah.
What
All right,
happened?
well, yeah.
All right, so
yeah, fuck me. Yeah, no, I didn't want to
shout
tell
out,
the story. Yeah, no.
Bethlehem, 10P Bethlehem. They hooked me up with a great seminar. Zach Mislani, Renee Souza.
A few of my teammates went there, or students and
students went out
business
there.
partner went there.
Yeah, it was great. We had a good time, had some good rounds. Saw Zach. Do you guys know Zach Mikowski? No. Anyway, guys, 5-foot legend. He said he's going to come here and help you with MMA and fuck you up. So no, he didn't say that, but he's in the UFC for a bit. So
Cool.
Come down here.
Fuck
and
yeah,
spar.
awesome.
So anyway, I'm landing in Newark. Plane's shaky as fuck.
This is
the
when you
whole
take
time?
off or when you land?
No, when I'm landing. So I take off in Austin. It's all good. Land, little delay, but I land in Newark.
Is this United flight?
United.
Okay.
The shakiest I've been on some shaky flights. This is miles shakier than any of them.
And there wasn't a storm going on.
It was just cold. It was just cold.
Yeah.
It would veer left, veer right, speed up to get height, then drop like it was a roller coaster.
Wow.
We get close to runway. We're like getting low. I'm watching the altitude meter, on the little screen in front of you. Like they give you info about the flight, speed and whatever, altitude.
Right.
And we're like under 1,000 something. We're getting pretty close. And then it takes off again, speeds up, like blasting off. We had to go again. Then about 10 minutes, we're like circling in the air. The pilot goes, ladies and gentlemen, there was a piece of debris on the runway from the plane ahead of us. So something flew off the plane that landed before us.
Another plane.
Debris just fell off the fucking plane. It was left on the runway. And I guess they saw it like last second. And
Wow.
Like probably would have died. Maybe is that fair to say?
Actually, I
if
have no clue.
that shit messes
Could
up
have.
the plane,
I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of planes are. I think they're just old.
just getting old, right?
I don't know if they're
They've
getting
been
old.
they've been worked. They probably have to replace the planes, and they're too cheap to do so.
I don't know. Well, there's like inspections and shit like that.
Bro,
Do.
I was on a Spirit flight one time years ago. There was duct tape on the wing. I was like,
Bullshit.
Well, at least there's duct tape on it. Imagine if there
That
wasn't.
shit's you know how strong duct tape
there's
is?
no way.
Duct tape?
I don't care. Replace it the way it should be replaced.
I don't know. You could be right. That seems hard to believe.
You calling him a liar?
For sure.
Duct tape?
For sure,
I ain't going.
because I've seen multiple videos of people complaining about the same thing from Spirit.
Really?
Airlines.
Duct
Yeah,
tape?
using duct tape.
Just fucking smack it on there.
Smack it on there.
Wow.
I also saw the interior, or actually the side panel of the plane blew off while people were flying in there.
Alaskan
It wasn't
Airlines.
even the door; it was the side panel.
No. No. It was the emergency door. No.
I don't think so. It was
Whoa, wait. No, like a window popped off.
No.
Oh yeah, like
no.
exactly,
Well,
like a
yeah,
like
I
a
saw
window,
this.
and
But
it
the
sucked
whole
out
thing
the whole
ripped out.
Yeah.
Oh, was
side
it?
panel.
It was a side. Oh wow, I did see that. You
That's
know
insane.
know what's crazy? So I didn't actually confirm this, but yeah, side panel or door, whatever it was, got ripped off. Emergency landing. I would
Insane.
think that you get a big payday for that. I'm like, fuck yeah,
You ain't
cha-ching.
getting shit.
Apparently, they got a refund. They're gonna get free therapy, right? So they can go to therapy,
kind of
and then
what? Wait, like mental
$1,500
therapy?
Yeah, like PTSD or whatever, traumatic. Because
I'll take it.
There were people that were right next to that
Yeah.
shit. Like you get sucked out of the.
Yeah,
you
if
could say
you're-
yeah.
if your
That
seatbelt's not
can
on.
definitely be traumatizing.
Yeah.
Did you hear about like
The kid?
They say when a plane is like about to crash land, you're supposed to like tuck your head in between your legs. You ever seen them?
I
curl up in a ball.
do think.
Yeah.
I've learned that
And
before.
I heard it's not to keep you safe. It's actually so you die immediately.
I don't.
Yeah, because
think
if
that's
you
true.
no,
That is not true.
Who told you this?
Instagram. This is a theory this is the theory I've heard. Where if you crash land, you're supposed to tuck like this. Where as you crash land, it means your fucking head will just hit the seat, and you'll like fucking break your spine and die immediately. And it's to avoid any lawsuits, so everybody dies, nobody lives.
Well,
I'm
thanks.
in.
I'm just not doing it then.
Sign me up.
Definitely not doing it. I'm like, yeah.
Survival
crash.
You're gonna go. Whack.
Everyone else is safe. Like, why did he do
Your
that?
tibia went through your skull. I'll show them.
You sit backwards in your seat. You're like, this is what they don't. They don't want you to know this.
Yeah, I used to hate that. You know how before you're about to land and before you're about to take off, you have to have your seat in the upright position.
Yeah.
and shit like that. I used to hate that
I still do.
It's
Why
only
do you not hate it?
So I found out apparently.
That you die faster or something? It's all about dying, huh?
No, Frankie told me. Well, it is something about that, but Frank Rosenthal told me actually because he wanted to be a pilot before.
I missed Frank Rosenthal by one fucking day.
Really?
Yeah, he was in the gym I taught at by one day. Shout out to our old friend. Haven't seen
Frank
him in forever.
Rosenthal. He wanted to be a pilot before he was a jiu-jitsu guy, but apparently because since the takeoff and landing, those are the most dangerous times. You want to give the person behind you as much room to exit if necessary, or something like that.
That's why.
It's something along those lines. Don't take my word.
I
for
put
it,
that seat as far back as possible without getting in trouble every time.
You do it every time?
Every single time. I'm
You're
sorry.
selfish.
Bloop, and they walk away. I'm like, thank God. My back. Fucking every time.
I do keep the tray down. Often.
I do as much incorrect things as I can get away with until they tell me to get off the plane.
How much does it cost to start chartering private jets?
It's affordable.
I think it's like
once a year.
Once, I mean, there's such thing as debt, right?
Oh, you take a lot of credit card
Rack
debt
it
out.
up, baby. Sign me up, cha-ching.
You think you can, if you bought a private jet, you think you can make it profitable by chartering it?
Oh, well, it's a business, right? You could like...
Simple Man's next expense.
Dude.
We travel the country doing podcasts.
How many times, like how many charters you have to get
like
to
monthly.
make it worth it? Because it's like, not only do you have to refuel, you have to...
Maintenance.
You have to pay for
and
the hangar,
regulations
wherever it
and
is.
shit. Yeah.
Well, like the maintenance, but like the crew... You're paying the crew.
Yeah.
You have to rent the spot for the hangar or whatever.
It's a headache.
God, that's crazy.
Headache. Not worth it.
That sounds like a Nicky Rod expense. That sounds like, give it a little bit of time.
So as we
fucking
pay off
do
these
that.
cameras, that's where we're going.
The next step.
Private jet.
Buy the merch, baby.
Yeah.
Massive supplements.
Massive. Keep them in business. Just want to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors, Massive Supplements and Violent Hippie. Use code SIMPLEMAN, all caps, for 15% off both of those companies. Massive Supplements, trademarked Smash and Greens, Smash and Reds, very nutrient-dense foods. I personally use their creatine and BCAAs during my workout and sometimes even before the workout. For Violent Hippie, they have soaps, USDA CBD oils, T-shirts, rash guards, you name it, owned by former Navy SEAL Mitch Aguiar. Use Simple Man to get 15% off.
Guys, Violent Hippie, Massive Supplements, get the Smashing Greens, Smashing Reds, all the vitamins, nutrients you need to get that body that you want.
NickyRod style.
What's up, y'all? It's Damien Anderson and Nicky Rod from the SIMPLEMAN podcast. We're here to let you know that our merch is live. You guys want some t-shirts, some fancy cups, support the SIMPLEMAN podcast, and get our merch. Link in bio.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Nicky Rod. If you're looking to support the Simple Man podcast and myself, please check out carnejerky.com, CARNEJERKY.
Coffee. You just got a new coffee machine.
I did. I absolutely love it. I'm the cappuccino man, the barista baddie.
The barista.
And I get it done.
Wow.
We all
That is
have
so
the
funny.
same. We actually have the same coffee.
We all have it. For the housewarming,
the Breville. What's it called?
I forget the name, but it's Breville. Yeah,
It's the Breville. It's a classic.
I would,
so good.
I really liked it. I honestly thought you weren't gonna like the work for it. That's why I didn't.
Nicky
get it
Rod?
for you.
I love
Yeah, well, I
it's
didn't
an
know
art. It's an art.
It's a routine. It's like fucking what's it called? Like
I don't want to get coffee at other places besides my house.
I agree.
'Cause I like doing it.
I feel
Fair.
first of all, I feel like I'm being cheated. It's like $5, and
You
I
are.
like the coffee at home better, and I like the what's it called? The fucking it's not like a routine. It's like a
The ritual.
ritual. I like the ritual.
I also
wake
like-
up and I know exactly what I'm going to do.
I like seeking out different roasteries
Yeah.
and finding fresh beans.
You guys got to get like the unwashed coffee beans.
Really?
The
We
natural
actually need
process.
to get some new coffee beans.
Brother.
Oh, what is
Okay.
unwashed? Talk to me about it. What is it?
Okay, so the coffee, it's a seed of a cherry, right? It's like a pit of a cherry, right? And it comes off the tree, and there's different ways to turn it from the cherry into the bean you see, like after it's roasted and everything. So the washed method are most of like the washed methods take out all the cherry pulp, and then it dries without any like mucilage on the bean. So it's a different type of flavor. It's still good, but it's different. The unwashed processes, there's different types of unwashed processes, but the more of the cherry they leave on the bean, I think leaves, it's just in my opinion right now at least, it leaves like more of the fruit flavor on the bean. Like it ferments, and it just different flavors are
rots.
left. It ferments like, and it's different flavor. I'm fucking loving that shit. The more of it they leave on, the better for me.
Really?
Right now.
When
Yeah,
I
and lighter
read
roast.
when I read a bag of fresh roasted coffee, it always says like hints of chocolate and caramel.
Bro,
and I'm
it's
like,
true.
what the fuck?
It's all
What
true.
is it?
It's true. I swear. I swear.
This is coffee.
Yeah, no, some of it is a bit insane when they say like mahogany roasted with fear and envy. I don't know. Some of it's a little fucking out there. But no, there's some that'll be like chocolatey and like a deeper flavor. They're the darker roast. They're maybe the washed ones, and there's some that are like more fruity. Like
You
they're
get
more
that from the
acidic.
Austin roastery?
Little City, yeah.
There's a ton
Fucking
of
amazing.
roasteries around here.
There's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Little Cities.
But
really
Little
good,
Cities
yeah.
is your favorite. Shout out to Little Cities.
Shout out to
We
Little
should
City.
message them.
I agree.
For,
The guy actually knew about us.
You can go in person and
Yeah,
No.
I think you're not supposed to, but like they let me in. They like showed me around a bit. They're
Oh,
really
wow.
cool. The guy that was in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If, I don't.
Maybe try to get them.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
terrible
down.
with ordering things. I like,
Bro, it's
I like to just go places right after practice and see what I'm gonna buy.
I'll try and I'll email them.
You'll email them.
I'll email. Yeah, I'll
you
see
should
if we
email them,
could.
'cause you-
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the one that told us about
They
it.
know me.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah. Anyway, coffee. I'm fucking yeah.
I think I'm gonna
pumped,
buy
yeah.
a dirt bike soon.
That's a good purchase.
Why don't you just buy the one Jay has?
I don't want that one. Something new.
Is it 450?
I want
I
my
don't like
You want, like, a
Kawasaki.
new
I
one?
like Yamaha.
Kawasaki.
Kawasaki.
Yeah.
Mitsubishi Nissan.
Suzuki. Subaru. Mitsubishi. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that the scary movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Mitsubishi
okay.
Samurai.
Yeah.
You should buy ATV. Or dirt
Yeah, I
bike.
don't want a dirt
Come
bike.
Come ride with us.
I think ATV is more my style.
There's a place 20 minutes from here that you can ride whenever you want.
The thing is
Open
like,
piece of land.
is that gonna help?
You are gonna die.
That's like it's
You have
bound.
a lot lot of experience
I do,
on
I'm
these
good.
things.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't.
real good.
I
don't.
am, for me, in my next life, I'm out. I can't do it.
You put yourself. This is our guy.
Oh, shit. Yeah. All right, guys. That wraps up today's episode of Just Us.
So you guys just got in today, or when'd you get in?
No, we got in.
Last night.
Yeah, last night.
Yeah. You have any? You have some delays, right? There was like snow and shit up.
Yeah,
north.
it snowed a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, not crazy, but delayed like an hour. And shit,
Yeah.
so.
Where'd you fly out of?
JFK.
Okay, yeah. My flight out of Newark got delayed. I just flew in yesterday, also from Jersey.
All right, you're originally
Yeah.
from Jersey.
Yeah, I think we're all originally from Jersey, except he's from
Canada.
Canada, actually. But yeah, originally from Jersey.
Montreal's a good town.
Yeah,
I was
it
telling
is.
Zane that before.
Oh,
Fun
really?
town. Yeah.
What were you guys talking about?
Just like my nightlife experiences.
Strip clubs.
which I didn't want to talk about.
Wanda's?
No, I didn't really. I only went there. I went there once with my boys on a bachelor party in the middle of winter, right? And I was saying how like,
Brutal.
dude, I've never seen that much snow at one time. It snowed like 3 feet in like
Yeah.
one night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you're like, fuck, no one's gonna go out. And nobody even sneezed.
yeah.
We
don't
don't
get-
get up to like my chest. People were out like talking.
I've seen people drunk in Montreal, like attaching like skateboards without wheels to cars and just going through the streets.
Wow.
And
That sounds like
cops they just like watch and they're like, oh, fucking idiots. And
That
they don't-
actually sounds a lot of
That
fun.
sounds
it's
like fun. I would do
so
that.
fun. We do it on sleds also. If you can't like,
Yeah. Oh, you get it. Like you can do it on like a snowboard.
Do it on
Just
anything,
get a
yeah.
snowboard.
Yeah.
That'd be so
Yeah,
sick.
they use construction vehicles to move the snow there. Like
Yeah,
at home,
yeah.
they got like the fucking garbage trucks with a plow on it.
they have
Yeah,
a
had,
whole
like,
a whole
fucking
system
John
at like
Deere.
5 a.m. whenever it snows. They
Yeah, it
plow the
snows
streets.
there a
Yeah,
They have like it's like the infrastructure there.
it's part of it.
Here. Yeah, if it's
just fucked, yeah.
Man, minus if it gets below freezing and a little bit of rain, it's like the whole place.
They don't
is
even
fucked.
salt the roads.
Is
Yeah,
this
yeah.
unusually cold here?
This is the
Yeah.
coldest it'll get. Like we
Yeah,
have like
we'll
4
get
days like this a
colder,
year.
I was waiting for you brought the cold motherfucker comment from you.
Yeah. yeah.
Nah,
This is pretty much the coldest it gets. It gets here.
It
Yeah.
was
won't-
fucking
won't
cold
last long.
night. It was like
Yeah.
20 degrees. I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah, I just got back last night, but I
Good
was
thing I looked. Not to cut you off, good thing I looked at the weather. I was like, I was ready for like shorts, t-shirt, and shit.
yeah. Well,
parts of Texas, man. Yeah.
when I left, it was 65 degrees. I left like 9 days ago. It was 65
It'll be
degrees.
70 in like 2 days.
Well, yeah. On
It's gonna warm
Thursday, or I guess tomorrow, it's supposed to be.
It's
nice
gonna warm
already.
back up.
Somebody told me that.
Yeah,
I didn't fucking check. Let's
yeah,
see.
for sure.
And I'm gonna miss that, and I'm gonna go back to the cold. We're
Yeah.
supposed to have a snowstorm on Friday too.
Oh wow. Oh, actually, yeah. High of 69 tomorrow. It's still gonna be cold. The lows
nice.
33, but 69.
How long you been doing the social media stuff?
Only really. So to start that, right? Like as in terms of technology and social media, I was like the last guy to have a cell phone.
Oh yeah.
I was like one of the last guys.
Really?
I barely even know how to use a computer until maybe 6 months ago. Thank God to my boy Zane over there.
Yeah.
And against will, I had to learn how to use shit. But what really got me in the game was I started it when I started training Gregor Gillespie, right? So everyone knows who Gregor
course,
Gillespie is.
yeah,
So
yeah.
my friend from the
Strength and
gym.
conditioning wise, right?
Yeah, so
Oh, wow.
tell the story. I was a construction worker for 20 years, worked in the city, and I've always loved training. And I built the gym at my house when I had kids. Turned a garage. I was attached to my house into my own gym. It was pretty crazy. Nice. Go over the top with shit. Because I'm like, I'm never missing the gym. Everyone's like, you're never going to work out again, motherfucker. I'm like, all right, you'll see. I'll build a gym at my house. Started training a couple guys from the gym from Belmore Kickboxing. Gregor asked me to train him on Sundays. He had a social media page, started posting me, started training some of his guys. I asked my boy to start a page for me. Next thing you know, like I had a couple people, and I knew I had a lot to put out there. And I was telling you the story before. I was at a New Year's Eve party, and not to toot my own horn, I'm pretty knowledgeable. I'm telling a couple people at the party, we're having a couple drinks, I had a couple glasses of wine, so I'm loose. And I had a fucking like a crowd around me with like clipboards looking at me with the information I was providing them. Like, you should have a YouTube page. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I dabbled a little bit. Then my boy George, who's a monster on social media, goes, you're a pussy. You're not going to do it. I'm like, I'm a pussy?
Well, now I have to do it. Fuck.
Now I have to do it.
Yeah.
So I asked around. Gregor put me in touch with him. We had a conversation. Our first conversation for like an hour. He edited it, and I gained 100,000 followers in 7 days. When he put it
What?
out.
Wait. Fuck. Wait.
Zane, tell him.
What happened? Back it up. Give me this fucking story.
this
Yeah.
what it is.
How do we
had,
do
we
it?
had a conversation just
Fuck.
like this. I was just talking about juice, this, that, my old bodybuilding days and fight, whatever, right? He edited because he's a fucking master editing, and he just put it up, bro. And before you know, I was at a wedding, and I went, holy shit! I was teetering around like 5,000-6,000. I was at the wedding. I said, holy shit! Check this out, I'm at 9.
This is YouTube or this is Instagram?
Instagram. I was at 9. I woke up. I was at 14. The next day, I was at like 22. The next day, I was at like 35. Went up to 105.
So
that's
sick.
what,
In
what
7 days.
was it?
Yeah.
One viral video?
I think the honey one that I first posted, and
Honey?
it
Fuck
was
yeah,
about
yeah.
honey. I got like millions of views on it.
Zay, can you find
Can you
that
talk
for
about
us?
the honey real quick?
The honey video? Yeah.
Tell people exactly what you said.
No, I talked about
Let's recreate.
I talked about the honey, like, it's a good pre-workout, it's fucking low in molecular weight, gives you a sugar spike, I don't know, some bullshit like that. I wasn't.
Fuck!
Just
people just-
simple like that, yeah?
Went crazy
I
after
think what it is, it's the fucking wacky New York accent.
Yeah.
I was talking about honey. My hands are all over the place.
Yeah, I got some charisma.
Gotta eat the honey. And that's what worked.
So we gotta fucking start talking like
Say,
this,
talk
man.
like they gotta eat the honey. So do it. Come on.
Learn, bro.
I'm trying to copy what you're doing, bro. I'm trying to go fire. All right. That's interesting, man. That's interesting.
Wow. So now, how long have you had your social media for?
So how long have we been working together, Zane? About a year and a half? Yep. So, but like, if you want to count the whatever page I had fucking around with, maybe like 2.5 years, tops 3, maybe. But we've been gas pumping for about a year and a half now.
Fuck.
So the turnaround though in a year and a half with him has been fucking crazy. But I was just saying, who would ever thought when I was doing construction, fucking 40-something stories up, freezing my dick off, sitting on a spackle bucket eating frozen rice, that I'd be coming out of Texas doing podcasts with someone from social media like Nicky Rod.
That's so funny.
Almost seems surreal.
That's so funny. Wow, look how things turn out, man. So Zane is the mastermind behind everything.
Zane is the mastermind.
wizard.
So I went out to when my page blew up. You know who Mark Bell is.
Yep,
Power
for
Project.
sure.
I saw. I was following him for a long time, but I'm a fan of Mark Bell, and I saw a message. He invited me on his podcast. I fucking got all welled up. I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy. Is it real? Shit. And he's like, I'd love to have you out, and fucking went out there and, did my thing with the podcast. But yeah, it was pretty
What's your
definitely cool.
expertise? Like, what are you most knowledgeable?
Well, fucking honey. What
Well,
the
my
fuck
most
were you
knowledgeable
listening?
about?
Yeah.
I think with everything, bro, was like probably just training and steroid knowledge.
Steroid knowledge, yeah.
Steroids, training.
What do you think most
Bible.
people don't know about steroids?
That their medication's not black tar heroin. So whenever somebody hears about anabolic steroids, they tie a negative to it. All right. What people don't know, cortisone steroids, it's a classification of a medication. Right? They have the misconception that it's bad for you. All right, but it's the abuse of anything. You could abuse anything. You could abuse fucking Oreo cookies. You could abuse apples.
I've
Use too many
abused some
apples.
Oreos.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
was I. I used to eat a whole fucking. I used to hold the whole. What do you call it? The whole box and dump it in a cereal bowl and fucking pour like a half a gallon of milk in it.
Damn, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I used to be like 230 pounds.
You like muscular or
No, I was
fluffy?
I was like.
Pure Oreo.
I wasn't fat. I was like a power bodybuilder. What I was puffy, not fat,
Strong as shit.
strong as shit. Exactly.
So yeah, what do you think would be like Nicky Rod said, like what's like if you had to tell our viewers something about steroids that a lot of people are maybe misinterpreting, you know,
that if used correctly and wisely under guidance with cycling, they're not harmful for you.
so you
For if you're the right age. Let's
okay.
put it that way.
What's the right age?
Well, when you're fully developed, and I would say honestly, like where you can't fuck up your fertility and fuck up with your pituitary. So at the end of the day, most, or I'd say all anabolic steroids do affect your HPTA, which is your hypothalamus pituitary axis, your testicles, to a certain parameter. All right, some less, some more. Everyone knows tren.
I heard that's the good stuff.
That is the good stuff, but you should anybody young should not touch it. So especially if you're considering to have a family and reproduce, that's something to consider. Definitely not testosterone. Some people never shut off. You know, like shut off your endocrine system, so to speak. But now with science and TRT clinics, and you run certain things and other compounds that could kind of keep that intact, so you don't disrupt the
Can you
flow.
tell by looking at somebody if they're on?
I have the eye. Yeah.
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 Is that what the glasses are for?
These are my steroid vision.
I see. You said cycling is what you should do?
Should.
Really?
I wish
Okay.
I did. Absolutely.
Because I'm here, like, I hear bro science, I hear people that are supposed to be knowledgeable, and I've heard a lot of people say recently that, like, you're supposed to stay on them. It's like,
No.
no.
Well, I think what you were saying.
Yeah.
So I think More Plates, More Dates was talking about like being on a lower level, like 120 or 200, and then when you go before like a bodybuilding competition or something, you like increase that to 500 or something like that.
What he was speaking about was someone who's on testosterone replacement therapy at 120 milligrams of testosterone per week, which should bring your nanogram per deciliter, which is your numbers. That's how the measurement of your blood work between the 300, 350 mark up to 1,000. All right, depending on the body's enzymatic changes, albumin, sex hormone binding globulin. I'm going nerd right now, aren't I?
I'm trying to absorb it. Yeah, seriously.
So, and then he says you ramp up and ramp down.
Yeah.
So that's cycling when you're on TRT. But for those who've never touched steroids before, just say someone here who's totally natural, you have an intact pituitary, and you wanted to dabble with steroids, you should cycle on and off, go on and off definitively.
Can you tell by looking at me if I've
I knew this was coming.
Yeah, of course.
Please tell us. Yeah, please tell me.
Yes. So
Yes, you
there's
have.
direct characteristics like the neck. You're big and strong. You have good genetics. But usually the neck and the skin, I could tell with people. So what people don't know,
Skin, I agree with. I can see it. Yeah.
Because it turns
But
to like leather, right?
it gets a
It's like
different look. It comes like saran wrapped. You get like a certain tightness. But that's not saying everybody gets that. Certain compounds give you that look. But usually it's the neck and trap area that give it away with me.
So what are you looking for the neck?
You gotta see me. You gotta
Thickness.
see me with a pump. When I get a pump, it's
You look-
crazy.
So
Then
what,
your question-
right,
then-
right now,
then
would
you're
you
on the
say
suspect.
he's a suspect for?
He's like, no, his neck's and trap's way too small.
He's got a puny neck. There's no way.
No, he's natural. Now he's natural, definitely. Now, definitely.
That now.
Now.
Oh, so
I don't know what you look like in the past.
you can only tell really like when they're on, because it's like you can lose it, right? Like if you come off.
Yes. So a lot of people.
Yeah.
So most people, right, or most steroid users, are like the guys you just want to. Well, I wouldn't say most. Let me correct that. Some steroid users are the guy who just want to look good for the fucking summer, and then they don't even touch a weight ever again. You know. So the way I always tell guys, if you're serious about training, and you're dedicated to this, it's always 3 steps forward, 1.5 step back. But you never just say you go from here to here to here. You
You're
wouldn't
still-
get the point
yeah.
C without it.
Yeah.
You understand? It's always a drop off, but you wouldn't get the point C if you keep training, if you recover your HPTA, if you do all things correctly.
HBTA.
HPTA is your hypothalamus pituitary axis. That's the pituitary secretes luteinizing hormone.
Like a feedback loop to get.
Well,
you
what it
going
is
again or
how
something.
testosterone is made. Your pituitary in your brain secretes
Yeah.
hormones. All right, you secretes LH and FSH, which is a signal that tells your testes to make
Luteinizing
testosterone.
hormone?
Luteinizing hormone.
Oh,
LH.
LH
Yeah.
and FSH.
Yeah.
More places where they said my shit was crazy. My LH.
Your LH,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I
He's
think,
nutting.
I did come right before my blood work, so I don't know.
Maybe jacked it up a little bit.
No, when they stuck the needle in, he.
Yeah, because of it. Yeah, that could have been some.
So you probably have
I'm
high
gonna show
natural
Gordon.
levels of testosterone.
Yeah, for sure. I think when more plates test me, I was like at 800, 810 or
That's
something.
high for
Yeah.
normal. That's very high.
Yeah, pretty high. I've never done any PED. Like I've done creatine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think what's really stopped me from doing it is the I don't want to be up here and then get
fall.
off and the fall, right? So like every day I wake up the same. I'm always great. And then if I was to take something, it would. I feel
always
like it
the
would affect
greatest.
my
I would
mentality.
honestly advise you to not do it.
Yeah, I mean until
would advise-
I
I
feel
tell
like
if you
don't
feel
do
like
it.
shit.
Only if you feel like you need it and you're really going to go to the next level, maybe consider. But I wouldn't tell you to do it. You don't need it.
yeah, I feel like when
Your
I'm
neck
old,
is fine the way it is, bro.
it could be better. It could be bigger. I feel like when I get older and I want to compete, maybe I'm like later 30s or 40s or something. Play around with it a little bit because it'd be sick to be like a jacked grandpa. You know,
It's always cool to be a jack grandpa.
yeah. Like I mean, I feel like everybody says your testosterone dips as you get older. We shall see.
That's not definitive for everybody. Everybody stays because some people, like my dad had a 680 testosterone at like 68 years old.
I never touch any gear.
No, my dad was very muscular. We worked a gasoline truck. He was ripped. He had muscles and
That-
fucking.
Oh, wow.
He ate
It's
nothing
very
but bread,
like
cereal.
based on
It is
genetics. Yeah.
That makes me feel fantastic. Like if I could have a sick physique all throughout life and never have to touch any PED, that'd be.
Your
It's
dad's
possible.
pretty big. Your
My
dad's a big guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty big. We shall see.
What's crazy is that I have high test, but I don't look like I have high test. I don't like that. Yeah, I got.
Well,
the
you
same
just never
numbers
did.
as,
You
like,
never did that
800.
bodybuilding, bro. If you took 6 months and just trained biceps
Lifted
every day,
weights,
you
yeah.
would blow up.
Yeah, maybe I got to
Just
start
do
lifting.
curls.
There's also something with how your receptors, the testosterone binds to the receptors. Just because you have an elevated testosterone level doesn't definitively mean you're going to grow muscle tissue off the charts.
Yeah.
It's the way the androgen receptor and the signal, all that steroids do, it synthesizes protein faster.
My first 6 months of like lifting weights like a bodybuilder, bro, I blew up. I got big fast, and I would always think like if I did gear, I would fucking level the fuck up. You know what I mean?
So can you take a look at these numbers and tell me what
Synthesizes
your thoughts
protein.
are on
Synthesized
this?
protein. If you take steroids, you don't feed it, it's like spinning the wheels.
It's
You get a
nothing's
little
happening.
stronger and just
yeah,
by
yeah.
eating fucking food.
So it
you
just
get
it takes the protein you ingest and does more.
the more
Takes it
protein
further.
you eat, the bigger you get. Yeah.
So I got my blood work done.
Bro, how could I read that?
Well, you guys zoom in. You ys zoom in. You got the glasses on. I thought you were good.
Come on, you the
I thought you were
glasses.
good.
Look,
They're not.
I didn't get the
glasses.
script down these.
I don't know how to use this fucking thing.
I
Zane,
don't
take it away.
Okay, so there we go. Now I can see it, right? Okay, see this by 809. So your albumin's actually elevated.
He's like, you were
Which is
fuming.
bad.
So let me look at your testosterone. You're free. Yeah, that's bad. It's binding.
Okay.
Wait. What's
sex
bad?
hormone binding
know.
globulin. Okay, so with sex hormone binding globulins, that's an enzyme. What it is, if it binds to the testosterone, you could have very high natural testosterone levels,
Okay.
but it's really your free testosterone. Free is the usable testosterone. If you have a high sex hormone binding globulin, it means it's all bound up and being unusable. So you want to keep that in normal ranges to the
So
lower end.
SH. Go ahead.
Does that have some does that have something to do with cholesterol? That high SHBG and cholesterol?
So cholesterol, right, for someone who's not on gasoline, cholesterol is very important to have in your body because it's developmental. It's responsible for developing hormones.
Yeah. So I've changed my diet a lot since the More Plates, More Dates video dropped. But I had super high cholesterol when I did that blood work. And then I get a bunch of like 50-50 research where they're like, oh, you're going to fucking die. Or they're like, if you have super high cholesterol and you have low body fat, it just means that you're a super performer. Like you can turn that cholesterol into energy or some shit. I don't know.
So about cholesterol, having high cholesterol isn't always the worst thing. So it's about your HDL and LDL spread. You know what your HDLs and LDLs
High
are?
density and low density
Yeah, so the
lipoproteins.
good proteins are better. So to keep it simple, your HDLs is the squeegee that cleans up the LDLs.
HDL good, LDL bad.
Yes. All right.
Okay,
So
okay.
you need LDLs, which is responsible for production of hormones.
You need them
etc.
both, but it's the ratio,
So you don't
right?
want a low HDL, which steroids drop them, and they elevate your LDLs. All right. So really, what it is you want the spread to be. I think it's what's the number?
There's a
You
ratio?
do the math. There's a ratio you can figure out. It's a mathematical ratio. I can't remember off the top of my head. But even if you have a low HDL, but if you have a low LDL, you're okay. That means you're not compromising your arteries and potential for atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis, I think I said that right, or a heart attack. So if you have high cholesterol, but the numbers aren't spread, your ratio and LDL, you're okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty
So-
sure my LDL was high. I have it on my phone. Maybe I gotta
So
find this.
the test messes with that ratio.
So anabolic steroids do elevate your LDLs and they drop your HDLs. Yes, certain ones worse than others.
Is that why you get bad? Is that part of why you get bad cardio, or is it mostly like the muscle growth or?
Bad cardiovascular, you mean output, or what do you mean?
I like people get all juiced up and then they can't fucking have the
Roll or
support.
cardio?
Yeah, there's
because you have
cardio.
too much muscle and not enough
Oh, it
oxygen
doesn't have to
supply.
do with the okay.
No, it doesn't have anything with the blood.
The
flow.
cholesterol or any of that shit. Okay.
I mean, if you have a blockage and you have less
Oh,
blood
for
flow,
sure,
then yeah.
But it's not going to be because of. The,
No.
One result at a time. So what?
Excited now.
I was like,
Testosterone. Hold on. Let's see. This is your 8. So okay, I was reading some fucking half blind. So your total testosterone is 809. All right, which is high because the range here goes from 290 to what does that say? 827.
yeah, 827, 827.
So you're on the higher end of that reference. Usually references go a little bit higher, but SHBG. Okay, you're in the middle range, but you're still in reference range, which is fine. Your testosterone bioavail, which means is usable, is 230.7. That means some of it's bound up. You see, that's the actual number that's usable. Bioavailable testosterone. To explain.
So, like,
No, my turn. All
how do I make this shit fucking better?
right, this is cholesterol.
He's going to start
How do I
charging
make
you,
this shit
man.
better?
Help me out.
Dr. Vin right now.
Dude, I'm clueless. I got this blood work that I have no idea what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, that's how I felt.
What
I was
are
like,
these
I was like,
numbers?
good.
Yeah, I got blood work done again like a couple days ago, and somebody from Merrick Health is gonna talk to me about it.
You did not get it a couple days ago. You told me like a month or two ago
Okay,
that you
so
were getting
your
it. What
total is
happened?
Couple days ago.
238. Your cholesterol, what's this?
This
Your
is older.
HDLs, 54 is high. Your triglycerides are 100, which is on the upper end of normal.
For
The reference is
Fast switch
no,
for
it's still
superior.
normal. See, I was under. It's under 150. So your LDL though. You see, this is the thing with LDL. Okay. So the number, the acceptable number used to be 130 for years, and then Big Pharma came out with statin medication. You know what statin medication? Crestor, rosuvastatin.
Yeah.
Then they
It's
made
heart,
100.
like heart.
What it does a lot,
blood
it
pressure
drops,
medication?
no, it's cholesterol medication. What it does
Oh,
it drops your
cholesterol.
LDLs, right? So how your liver synthesizes the LDL, whatever. Right? So
Statin.
they actually could be harsh on your liver, the higher the milligram of medication used. But that's what statins were designed for, is to drop your LDLs for lazy fucks who don't want to.
Don't want to work out.
Who don't want to drop their fucking diet down
their
to something
diet.
normal.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a cheat sheet, but some people actually genetically just make bad LDLs. And I'm sure everyone knows here or known somebody. The guy he ran, he ate good, and it's just in their genetic fucking marker. No matter what, they're gonna have a heart attack. That's what
this
medication
this
is for.
blood work.
okay.
I was eating like pounds of red meat for like 7 years, like 2 or 3 pounds a day. It
Oh, this
really-
was the old one.
This old blood work.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So I wish I knew the what do you call it? The fucking
Ratio?
mathematical ratio. I think if it's 2 point, you could Google it.
I'm gonna Google it.
You got if you take the LDL and divide it by the HDL, I think it should be under 2.5 the spread.
So
I think that's what it is.
You got your calculator?
I think that's what it is.
Thank you.
I think
So
that's
HDL divided by
I
LDL.
think that's what it could be. The opposite. I think it's HDL divided by the
It's
LDL.
so
54 divided by 150. Let's see.
4 to 1.
It's 3.5 with
I'm
2.5.
I'm point
Yeah,
0.36.
3.5 to 1 is considered very good.
You say?
3.5 to 1. Yeah, most healthcare providers want the ratio to be below 5 to 1, and a ratio below 3.5 to 1 is considered very good. So that's
I have. If I take HDL 54 divided by LDL,
Is it that? I think it's the
It's
other way
point-
around.
so
The other way,
it says
LDL divided by
you
HDL,
calculate
I think so.
your total your cholesterol ratio. To calculate your cholesterol ratio,
2.7.
you divide your total cholesterol number by your HDL cholesterol number. So the
That's
total
what it is.
The total number
That's what it
divided
is.
by the HDL.
I knew I was fucked up some, but I was
total
on
cholesterol?
that.
Confusing, yeah. So the total cholesterol divided by your HDL
The
cholesterol.
spread should be under 3.5 to 1. That's
and
what
that's
it is.
considered very good.
Yeah. I remember mine was like 2.7. See, I have a
Damn, wow.
I have a lower HDL, probably from just beating the shit out of my body when I was younger with steroids. But I do take a statin, not every day. I take it like 3 or 4 times a week, but it's such a strong impact on me because I eat so good. My LDLs are like in the 40s, so the spread is like, I'm like
So
40
would
to
you-
40.
This
Would
is
you say it's a-
4.1.
Yours is 4.1.
Is that bad?
No, that's not bad. I mean, you want it to
Isn't
be
it supposed to
below,
be below
5
3?
to 1?
Oh, below 5 to 1.
Below 5.1?
Yeah, below.
Whoa, wait.
4.1
No,
I
no,
took-
like 5 to 1. What number is that?
So
What
I
did you-
took total cholesterol, which is 225, divided by HDL. So
Okay, so you're
225
4, so
divided
yeah.
by 54 is
You
4,
want it to be
4.1.
lower. Yeah, you're just shy
Yeah.
of 3.5.
And this was when I was eating bad, so I completely changed my diet. We shall see.
Better now, but I've heard a lot
It's
of people
gotta be.
say that diet almost doesn't affect it. Like, is that I don't know if that's
affects your
the HDL
Cholesterol?
Like,
That's not true.
It's not true, right? I feel like I agree with that, but I've heard. Have you heard people say that as well?
I've never heard that, to be honest.
Like,
What do you
what's
think about somebody eating just like mainly red meat?
Depends what the other part of your diet is. So if you're eating red meat and then you're throwing in like,
Cookies and shit.
yeah, no good. Or even if you're throwing in a lot of like starchy carbohydrates, I don't think that's
Oh,
good.
really?
But if you're eating like
fiber.
primarily red meat, fiber, vegetables, some fruit and stuff like that, you're okay. It's also genetics too. Some people,
Yeah.
they could just break it down. And the numbers, even if it's elevated, some people just genetically will not get heart attacks. Their body just metabolizes the cholesterol. But it's also, at the end of the day, it depends what you eat throughout the whole spread of what your diet is.
Yeah.
You know?
I have naturally high blood pressure.
I think I
You
I
can't
do as
control
well.
it?
Maybe
Blood
I
pressure's a
can.
whole
I
new
don't
can
know.
of worms, right? That's
So
like,
blood pressure now,
Yeah.
what people don't know, that can lead to renal failure. You know, renal failure is your kidneys. So you got to look at renal failure is when your kidneys go. So why a lot of bodybuilders get renal failure? It's not so much from the anabolics. It's because they don't harm your liver. They harm your not your kidneys, but they put stress on your liver, orals, etc., and the high dose of testosterone, gestanolone, whatever it is. Blood pressure, you got to look at your kidneys like a filter, right? Just look at it like a hose. You put a filter on the end. You keep fucking blasting the filter, it's going to break. High pressure. It also hardens your arteries, and you're therefore for a blowout or a stroke.
Arthrosclerosis.
That's why you got. That's why, yeah. So like things that keep your blood pressure lower naturally is like beet juice.
Beet
It's like a
juice.
nitric
Oh,
oxide.
yeah.
It opens up your vessels. So like the best, like back in the day, you want to vasodilate, open up the vessels, right? So before these pre-workouts with pumps came out and shit, and this is 20-something years ago, we used to take a Cialis every 3 days to work out when I was a bodybuilder because it pumps the shit. So now you're walking around with a dick. and
Swinging.
fucking-
Fucking
and
hard
a
on.
chest pump.
No turtle around for me.
There was a. I mean, I know a lot of athletes actually take Cialis.
Life hack.
Yeah. Just in general, there was I forget what fucking NFL player was just talking about on the podcast, but
I think Terrell Owens.
was it him?
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of athletes do.
Is that considered a PED then?
It's a
Correct me if I'm
vasodilator.
wrong. I think that Viagra was first
Yeah, heart
brought onto the
medication.
market was a blood pressure medication.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because what it does, it actually lowers your blood pressure.
And then they
Yeah, 'cause
found
it
out it,
vasodilates,
When
right?
you open, the
Yeah.
heart doesn't have to pump as hard. And it lowers the pressure on the vessels.
found out a
Exactly.
nice side
Gives you a
effect.
Fucking nice hard on.
rebranded.
The final form, they say.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Amazing.
You ever took a Viagra?
I think I've taken like a Cialis type of thing before. I don't know the difference between Cialis and Viagra, but
Do you
I've
think it
definitely
would-
taken one
Do you think
before.
it messes up your ability to get and keep erection? No.
Nah.
Over time, if abused, it does.
If abused,
you become
yeah.
reliant on it. Yes.
Damn. I can pretty much come on command nowadays.
I just did.
That's how
You're in the wrong industry. You're in the wrong industry. Then maybe you should do two industries.
Multi-talented.
Maybe you should wear a Rey Mysterio mask, do movies, and do jujitsu. Someone knows who it is.
I do a lot for a good check.
Do you think? I mean, all right. What are the effects on stomach issues that steroids have?
Good question.
I don't know. Just
Or like oral compounds could fuck up your stomach. They're abrasive.
What do you take that's oral? Like, what could you take?
With
that's oral?
steroids?
Yeah, with steroids oral.
Most popular one is Anavar, Oxandrolone. Then there's Dianabol. Anyone hear of D-balls?
D-ball.
yeah.
I've heard of D-ball.
Winstrol pills.
Is
then-
Trend? Can you do Trend oral?
So how Trend came on the market first?
People are
It was
gonna
first
love
these
this
media-
podcast, man.
What it was it was cattle pellets, Phenoplex H, right? So trend first years ago was Parabon, trend hexahydrobenzyl carbonate with 76.5 milligram ampules from France, 1.5 milliliters. I don't know why I remember all this shit. I wish I remembered other shit like that. But very, very strong androgenic anabolic steroid. Discontinued because these are all medications. They found shit that replaced it that was better without the harsh side effects. They gave the shit to cows, though. They used to implant it with trend pellets, acetate, ester, behind the ear, and it fucking get them jacked. Some crazy motherfuckers 20-something years ago where they would break down the pellets and make it injectable. That was the black on
Like, dude, see that cow?
You see that cow?
Wow. That's
That was the
awesome.
illest trend you've ever taken, and now fucking
Holy
as the world goes
shit.
on changed. But yeah, that was the first trend introduced to the market.
So like steroids or I guess TRT or testosterone is derived from yams. What's trend?
Exactly. That's a good question. So everything. So steroids are a branch. So off the testosterone molecule. Some are off the dihydrotestosterone molecule, and some are nandrolone-based drugs. But they're all at the end of the day off the testosterone molecular structure.
Interesting.
How did? Go ahead if you had something.
Yo, I'm not smart on this podcast.
On the
You with the
SIMPLEMAN
SIMPLEMAN?
podcast, everyone's smart. All of our guests are smart.
You got it, bud.
Yeah, any guest that comes on here seems like a fucking rocket scientist. So, yeah, you said it comes from yams. Like I've heard this.
Testosterone, yeah.
How? Like, what is the testosterone doing in the
Dude,
fucking
you see the
roots?
yams?
So
It's pretty
these-
much just a
some-
bio.
They're little like roots.
I guess when they
like-
harvest the Amazon for everything, I guess they must have found, the scientists in fucking labs, this is what they do. You guys do jujitsu. There's fucking guys at lab coats
break shit up
research,
and-
breaking shit down.
Yeah.
They must have found that the structure of yams must be identical to the testosterone. That's how synthetic testosterone is made.
Is it better for us to get testosterone from a animal as opposed to a plant?
No, so. Well, one, I could definitely tell you this. I couldn't say that. No, I would probably say no.
Because I
It's
feel like
not better.
ideally, I feel like fuck it, I would want to get it from a
what
cow
I
or
could
something.
definitely tell you is this. I just spoke about this. Is the first HGH that was introduced onto the market was cadaver growth hormone. All right.
Oh yeah.
So
From a
this
dead
my
person.
own personal story. When I was a kid, right, my brother had these fucking monster friends, and he got these kits of growth hormone from Russia. We couldn't read it, what it was. We just knew you mixed the powder this and that. You shot the shit, right?
Yeah.
And then he had
You
someone.
mixed it?
You have to mix growth with powder and water, and it's a,
Oh,
you have
shit.
To, yeah, it's what do you call it? Reconstitute. They do that with HCG and shit. But anyway, so he had someone decipher and read it, translate it to Russian English, and they're like, dude, this comes from dead bodies. So
Sick.
what that leads to, though, is they found out that they were given. So what growth hormone is really for is for dwarfism. People who have lineal growth, they don't secrete enough IGF-1 or growth hormone, and their bones don't, they don't grow taller. That's what midgets or shorter stature people are.
Yeah.
And they led
not
to
us,
human mad cow's disease, Crutchfield's disease.
Oh,
'Cause
really?
It carried a bacteria in it that made people sick, and they would die in 3 days.
Oh,
So the
what?
synthetic HGH that's introduced onto the market now is tied to, and I know this because he confirmed it, is either E. coli bacteria or human man mouse DNA.
Wow. Wait, what was the second one?
Human male mouse DNA.
Male mouse.
This is
DNA.
wait the
Wow.
animal based testosterone. Synthetic
Growth hormone.
Synthetic,
growth
a
hormone.
synthetic GH.
It comes from that.
All of it's synthetic.
Oh, it's all synthetic. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Jesus.
is it bad for you? Is it good for you?
Well, there's all different types of growth hormone for different purposes. So it's supposed to be 191 amino acid sequential chain, but some are given for linear growth and some for AIDS, muscle
patients.
wasting disease.
Can you take anything to make your body produce more growth hormone?
Yes, you can. There's certain supplements, but to that parameter, to LV IGF-1 is what the magic is. The
IGF-1.
secretion. I'm just trying to turn this off.
No worries, yeah.
Hold up for a second.
Zane needs your help.
Can't turn his phone on
His fingers are
vibrate.
too jacked. Can't get in there.
To that elevation of IGF-1 levels in your body to see any significant performance enhancement. Not really. What growth hormone also does, it's like the cherry on top. That's not what initiates the protein synthesis. It's more hyperplasia, which is doubling of fibers. That's why it's dangerous to take HGH if you have a predisposition to cancer or family predisposition. Doubling of fibers. See, if you're born with 1 billion muscle cells, you don't gain any more muscle cells. They just swell and deflate with anabolic or catabolic states, just like your fat cells. When you get shredded and lean, you still have your fat cells. They're just flattened out. You start eating like dog shit, they just plump up. Same thing with muscle cells. Now, growth hormone gives you the ability to grow more fibers, but it doesn't discriminate to just
grows
muscle.
more fiber, whatever it is. If it's a cancer
Organs,
cell, grows more.
cancer cells.
Is that why people
Unfortunately,
get
it doesn't work for your dick until you take it out.
Fuck. Even if you take like a lot.
That's why you see the guys with the bellies.
So if you're
Palumboism
injecting
shit, right?
if you're injecting growth hormone, you will actually get more muscle fibers. Yeah, damn, that's crazy.
It has a very strong impact on joint rejuvenation and tendons.
Why is trend so effective?
Just the anabolic ratio of it is just so high on the charts as how much it synthesizes protein. And it's very wide. It's dangerous also, it makes you crazy because it's androgenicity. That's what I could describe as androgenicity. It's that like fucking, that Hulk state.
Aggression.
There's ones that are stronger that you don't hear about. They're called like halotest and the homewreckers. But
because like
it
trend
also crosses
Halotest
the
and
brain,
home
the blood.
wreckers?
Yeah, the brain blood barriers trend. So it actually makes you psychotic.
it does. Yeah. Ooh, we've experienced a little bit of that.
Yeah, it
Okay.
makes you psychotic.
Makes sense a little bit.
That's the only
That
thing
makes
I've ever
sense.
taken 20-something years ago that actually affected me in that way. Yeah.
Now,
It's dangerous.
Why is there a thing on the internet saying that trend makes you gay?
I've heard this. I've heard this.
They didn't do it to me, but I guess some people it makes them just want to crave the upper shit. I don't know.
Like, there's no like. Is it fucking
I
up
had
your
a theory
your-
that it boosts your testosterone or whatever so high, but it also boosts your estrogen. So maybe the estrogen.
That's Nicky Rod's theory.
That's no
I think
basis.
that's a poor theory, but that's not how it does it.
Thank you.
It's a good try. You gotta
Try,
shoot for the
yeah.
stars.
That's an educated guess, I guess.
Blood-brain barrier.
Yes,
huh?
it crosses the blood
Okay.
and brain barrier, so it affects you mentally.
And
standalone.
other steroid
Testosterone,
shit,
the
like-
androgenicity is what affects you mentally, but then there's other anabolics like Anavar that have very low androgenicity. That's the ones that girls could take without causing virilization, which is masculinizing, where they grow
jaw,
clit,
dick.
hair, and a dick. So Anavar is like the only drug a female should take or could take. I should say.
What would you say would be the best steroid for an athlete to perform in jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu.
Let's say. Asking for a friend.
My opinion, EPO.
EPO.
Right? 'Cause
There you go.
yeah.
Do you think
it's
Cardiovascular
endurance,
drug,
right?
Yes.
What,
right.
okay.
So what's your
yeah.
opinion?
Anavar, master on EPO.
Anavar, master on EPO.
Anavar,
So-
drostanolone propionate, and EPO, erythropoietin.
Yeah, you
Best-
have to do them together.
You do not have to do
No?
them together, no.
So you would say that's the best performance.
Drostanolone could actually enhance the weight and it gains muscle tissue. But if you're under, certain weight restriction, probably exandrolone, because it recycles creatine in your body. That's what gives you that power output. It makes you extremely strong.
Okay.
And you don't gain a lot of weight from it.
Do you think the powder creatine has some significant effect, or
Creatine monohydrate,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
It's
right.
been around for 20 years. It definitely works.
Definitely works.
100%. They actually said some research was showing that it actually could enhance DHT levels in your body because they're trying to tie it to hair loss and shit. But given to adolescent younger, it could actually cause some growth in the positive parameter, like their height, their muscles, and their
No
dick.
way.
Yeah.
And their dick.
Their dick. So if you did not hear, I follow this fucking other guy. And this is how you learn shit,
Yeah.
Social media, by the way, if you can't learn shit today, there's fucking no hope for you.
Yeah,
that shit is like better
Yeah.
than college. You know what I'm saying? But andactrum cream is pure DHT. So DHT is a hormone that's converted. Testosterone breaks down DHT. Very, very,
Dihydrotestosterone.
very important hormone in your body for central nervous system stimulation and male characteristic effects. See, I'm very reliant on DHT, right? But unfortunately, I fucking lost my hair because I have DHT follicles and receptors, whatever. But that gives me a lot of power, that maleness, that hardness. You don't want to take that out of your body. But andactrum cream, right, is a cream that maniacs are doing. They're rubbing it on their dick. It's a cycle. You do this for 3 months. It actually makes your dick bigger permanently.
DHT. Can
Why
you write
right?
that down for wait for like right now?
Like if you rub it on your dick
right-
after fucking puberty and
You're-
everything. Andactrum cream.
Interesting.
let's get
what are
that.
the negative side effects of this?
Negative is you can't have sex with a girl for 3 months.
Oh, what will
really?
happen
Why?
if you do?
Because you have
she'll get
DHT cream on your dick.
grow a
You're
dick
rubbing it on the girl. She's going to grow a little fucking buddy and start growing a beard. You don't want that.
Oh,
unless you
really?
don't care.
Oh my God. Wow.
What are the sizes?
Modern science
increases we're talking
Modern
about.
science.
Wow.
Huh? Oh, you can
So
do
you're
anything
telling
these
me
days.
How much?
6
bro?
inches in 6 weeks on Pornhub, but that was real.
They say considerable amount, like 30% or something like that.
30%.
That's a substantial percentage.
No, yeah, that was like, it wasn't like 2%. I'd be like, fuck it. I'd probably forget about it. It was like 30.
30%.
Some crazy. I was like 30.
Are a lot of people doing this?
I couldn't tell you. I think there's a shortage because of all the
How fucking awesome.
Because you're going on podcasts.
because of all the transformation. I think there's a shortage.
Oh, shit.
They're
I
fucking it
think
up for
there
us.
is.
Do you
Yeah.
think like we could guess?
You have a plug?
Wait,
Bro, 30% is solid, bro.
30%.
That's crazy.
That's
the
rock
thing
solid.
is I don't know. You guys can go 3 months without banging?
That's the stipulation.
I'll make a sacrifice.
Well, you can wear a condom. You can wear a condom.
I don't
You
know.
wanna
if
risk that?
I don't know that deep. I really don't. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're two. I don't know. We're rubber
Double
ball
up?
around the shit too. I don't know. I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you.
Fucking hell.
Wow, it's modern science today.
What an
huh?
amazing
Interesting.
enlightenment.
I just want to
gotta
circle
go.
back. This is a
Get out.
this is a very
Amazon.
important conversation. You said EPO you think would be like the top thing to do as an
For
athlete. in this sport.
cardiovascular sports, yes, because that's everything with fight sports. It's cardio. Fucking everybody's strong initially. It's fucking
Yeah, you
who's
start
strong
to
minutes
fade.
in.
Yeah,
boxing, jujitsu, whatever it is. Everybody comes out like a fucking ram.
Yeah,
and the
and then you
cardio
fade.
goes. The guy's a fucking. It's like an infant. That's more important than anything. So erythropoietin is a naturally occurring hormone in your body.
Yep.
So there were other compounds that were discontinued, and they fucking synthesized the naturally occurring hormone in your body. What it does, it tricks your bone marrow to make more red blood cells.
Right.
Oh,
Does-
so does this make your bones weaker?
Good question. I couldn't tell you that. I don't know that, but that's a good question.
Does it
I-
skyrocket your blood pressure to dangerous
So
levels?
think about it. And like if you're putting more red blood into your body's not getting
thicker.
bigger. Yeah, it gets thicker. It can become very dangerous situation. So you hear cyclists dying on the shit.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
like 13 died out of like out of 15 years of how many guys were doing it for
Okay.
a 5-hour race.
Yeah.
Skinny as fucking. The dosage you do are crazy. So it's
Okay.
pretty safe to use.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't be so concerned
Oh, wow.
about it, like to a point of where I'm going to fucking die of a stroke or something. But if anyone ever did consider, I'd say go donate blood after to bring it down to a normal level.
Oh, you would like give
Get it
blood
out.
to
You
clear-
donate blood. So what you do on testosterone therapy, some people have to donate every few months, some people don't. Like myself, right? And I do think it has something to do with being Italian descent, which I do see that, which was a strange correlation. We create a lot of red blood cells even on a TRT dosage. So with testosterone actually, I'm sorry, not erythropoietin. Testosterone tricks your bone marrow. into
Oh, not
creating
EPO?
more. EPO is the hormone that actually makes red blood. So you're not tricking shit.
Oh, you're just
telling your
putting
body.
it in there. It's a
yeah, so
clear
testosterone
instruction.
tells in the chain effect tells your bone marrow to start making more red blood cells.
So
Oh, wow.
sorry, to interject. So testosterone also has EPO effects, just not
Just
as
somewhat, yeah.
not as direct,
not
as
as
just
not
straight
as
EPO.
aggressive and not direct. Yes, exactly.
I have a question. So, do you know anything about anabolic steroids that make bones weaker? Because you see these fighters in like the UFC more so lately that
Snap their
they're
shins.
they're kicking and their legs are snapping. You don't see it you didn't see it that often just 15 years ago.
It could be maybe the level of defense and stuff is getting higher or different
but
kind
it's
of gear.
like in Muay Thai that's so uncommon.
Yeah.
I could
In-
definitely tell you this, that lifting weights makes your bones harder and thicker. So now, as in terms of the density and the integrity of the bone, testosterone, does that implicate that or compromise it? I don't think so. I could definitely tell you that what anabolic steroids do is they harden tendons by a certain number of milligrams that you go up. It inhibits the amount of collagen that's absorbed into the tendon, so therefore making more rigid and easier to snap.
The tendon becomes more rigid and easier to snap at those higher.
At certain dosages, yes.
Oh, wow.
I
And
have
the
a weird
ligament as
ability to
well?
read this shit one time, but you could tell me something over and over that I don't want to know. I don't fucking hear.
I tore a bicep 2 years ago, and
Top or bottom?
it was bottom.
Yeah,
Bottom.
that's worse.
But I have like an abnormality where I have two tendons on my bottom, so the inside shriveled up and the outside.
You're like
was-
Yoel Romero. He has like 3 times the size of a normal human, his tendons.
no fucking way.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
not
I
fair.
tore a bicep, so the inside part was shriveled up, and before I tore it, I asked my coach at that time. I was like, hey, if I'm a natural athlete, like how likely is it that I will tear like a bicep or something like that. He was like nearly impossible. And I was like, all right, sick. So I had 2 of the craziest arm days back to back. And then I went to wrestling practice pretty late, didn't get a warm up in, and then shook hands, shot, and just blew my fucking arm out. And I was
Your
like,
arm was so fucking beat up from working out arms. That's
yeah,
why.
but I was like, there's no way it could happen. It's super unlikely.
Do you still lift weights? Obviously lift weights. Do you lift like a bodybuilder, or do you lift for like performance with jiu-jitsu?
I lift like a bodybuilder, maybe like once or twice a week here and there, and then all the other days, mainly cardiovascular, CrossFit style, for endurance.
Well, my question was, do you lift like, because there's certain ways to lift weights for jiu-jitsu? You know what I'm saying? Like with
okay.
lower reps, less sets, not volume, because you don't do volume. That just beats up the muscle for.
I've been trying to do
cosmetics.
that a lot more lately, but for a long time I've been doing like the higher reps, longer thing. But lately I've been like maxing out deadlift and squats.
To build my
lately,
physique,
like 5
I lifted
reps.
like a bodybuilder, hypertrophy for like 7 or 8 years. And that was my goal, just to look great,
good,
which
yeah.
I also got strong doing it as well, because it is an endurance sport, so I kind of saw the correlation there. But nowadays, I mainly just do I have a gym in my garage, and probably 80% of the lifting is cardiovascular endurance, whether that be like a short 15-minute sprint or a 40-minute workout at like 20% heart rate.
Doing like circuits, lifting, bodybuilding movements.
Yep. And then some days I would just get a pump, just do arms, just do chest, or
Depends what you feel.
Yeah, for
You'll
sure.
see sometimes, like, I like to do everything too. Like, so primarily I was a boxer, not a jiu-jitsu guy, like I was telling you before. And you can't lift weights and be a bodybuilder and box. Maybe you could get away with it now, or you were able to, but there will be a certain point where you see, like, I can't really do that kind of volume and do jiu-jitsu. Your body gets just too busted up.
I was doing that until I tore my bicep. Then I'm like, I'm fucking done with this shit.
Yeah, you gotta just either choose one or the other.
Bro,
You can still lift weights, but in a certain way.
Yeah.
You know?
I was convinced before I got injured that I couldn't be injured, right? That was the first thing that probably is a bad train of thought. And then I was also convinced that if I didn't lift every single day, that I was going to shrink. And that was the same thing with my diet. From the day one that I did, something I did correctly from the time I started lifting was eating my body weight in protein. And as I got bigger, I started eating more and more, which negatively affected my cholesterol. But I'm telling you, I was absolutely convinced that if I didn't hit my protein every day and if I didn't lift, that I was going to shrink. I would see these guys go do like a bodybuilding show, come back and be like way smaller than they were, and it fucking scared me. And then once I
That's probably going to stop the steroids for that show.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. But like, I was just like, fuck, this has happened to everybody, you know? And then when I got injured, I soon after realized like, oh, I don't fucking need to eat like this and lift as frequently as I do to maintain the kind of muscle mass I have. So it was
my body always responded the best to lower volume and very intense and hard. And just because I'm neurotic about exercise, though, I probably lifted weights actually too often. I probably would have gained better gains if I lifted less.
How often a week?
I honestly, at my age, it's really ideally would be 3 heavy lifts a week is optimal. When you're younger, you could do 5 even. But like even the workout should be lower volume.
Yeah.
But a lot of people can't train to that level of intensity that I can. When I tell people failure, I mean fail. Like you can't lift the weight if your fucking child was under it. You know what I'm you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
people don't understand that level.
I've been trying that lately.
Like
for
you
like
shit
the
your
first
pants.
time.
Like, dude, every leg day when I was young, I used to train. When I wanted to be as jacked as fuck, dude, I would puke every leg day. I remember like the Gold Gym. I worked out, and I always worked out with big motherfuckers, right? Yeah. I would be fucking crippled under the water fountain, immobile. I couldn't move for a half hour.
Yeah.
Great. But I had nothing else to do other than that but fucking go home, jerk off, and watch a movie.
Yeah.
I didn't really live life, but just get jacked and eat 7 pounds of red meat. That's what I did, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good life,
dude. I'm telling you, when I was lifting like bodybuilder days, I was lifting every single day. I would get like a hard 30 to 45 minute workout, and like 4 days a week would be just biceps. I do 1 day a week bis and tris, and then chest, back probably back twice, and legs, bro. It was the days.
You could recover like that.
The golden days.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've recovered crazy, but just I like the fact that I could lift something and then minutes later, I look in the mirror and I would physically look bigger.
Like,
That
this
was
is
the
definitely
this is
working.
best.
This is working.
That was the best motivation.
That's good genetics, though.
And it's like
yeah.
it's never too hard to actually lift. You could always get a couple reps, and you look fucking yoked right away. You're like, oh, this is great.
I'd be like, oh my,
yeah,
I'd be like, oh, my
building-
biceps are sore. I'll just do back. Back sore, I'll do chest.
Yeah,
It's
I was
beautiful.
never
And
able
they
to
keep
do
getting
that.
bigger.
Like, but building muscle is also 100% genetics.
Yeah.
Like, I know guys, man, I'm not going to names, but I look at them, I'm like, fuck, I feel bad for you. They look
just
like,
don't grow.
They look like a melted turtle, no matter what they do. That's
melted
the best,
turtle.
That's the best you're ever going to look.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I know guys, you put half the effort in, and I'm blessed that I could get lean real fast and pretty good at building muscle. Better than normal person. Not the best, you know, but like, I wouldn't have to put, like, people think I mean, I eat real good, but like, I kind of fuck up here and there more just because I know my genetics, what I could get away with.
What? All right.
know?
So you eat real good, right? What's like? How often are you having like a couple bites of ice cream? Or
I'd
something?
honestly like just say like a treat like that, like maybe once or twice a week.
Yeah.
But like I'm crazy though. Like my cheat is probably someone's clean. You know what I'm saying? Like I really like this is the worst. Being here is the worst I've eaten in a long time. I feel like I'm gonna fucking pop. I look at him like I can't eat any more sodium, bro. I'm looking at my head. I'm like I'm gonna fucking have a heart attack.
Did you have any good food?
Like good tasting food or
Yeah,
healthy
yeah.
food?
Yeah, no, good
Dude,
tasting.
everything tasted good. Yeah,
Yeah.
my heart's not telling me it's good for me.
Bro, we got this burger spot out here called NADC Burgers. It is, in my opinion, it's the best burger I've ever had in my life.
That's a bold statement. I'm a burger guy.
Dude,
too.
Yeah, NADC.
NADC.
James, we're
Not a
going.
damn
It's
chance.
Yeah.
phenomenal, and it's
All right.
only here in Austin, bro.
All right, NADC.
NAD,
We're gonna
not
go
a
It's
damn
there.
chance.
Wagyu. I think it's Wagyu.
It's 2 Wagyu. It's made by a Michelin star chef, bro. It's
He's Michelin
phenomenal.
star.
All right.
the owner. I think. I think the owner.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Is the owner in the
Michelin star
kitchen?
chef.
He
like-
produced the recipe for the
Okay,
burger.
okay.
You know,
Michelin
fucking
star.
Henry Ford ain't still making cars. He got people doing it.
He should.
So
he should be in there.
I do have a question because I actually have to leave in a little bit. But so I train jujitsu in the mornings or at like noon, and then I have MMA, / Muay Thai at night, and it's hard for me to justify, taking a session off to go lift instead. As like when you see these MMA fighters or whatever, how important do you think their lifting regimen is, like in their progression? What do you think? Like, or how often should an
I
MMA fighter
definitely
be
think
lifting?
every athlete should be lifting weights to a certain parameter.
Okay.
And I think optimal if you're in off season, if you could get in 3 or 2 in season.
So 2 minimum.
2 minimum, I think you
minimum.
should be lifting. But like basic, bro, like you don't need a fucking crazy coach, but something like if you're on a pro circuit or something. But like if you did basic compound lifts, low volume, very high intensity, lower reps, you don't need to be doing anything over 10 except for it's a warm up. 3s and 5s.
Okay.
And also for strength, you don't go to failure. You always leave 2 in the tank. If you did or did not know that.
I did not know that.
So for strength and to build strength, I'm talking like real lifting. But like that's when you gauge when you want to beat a certain number. Me personally, if you're not measuring your numbers, just fucking lift it till you can't lift it.
Okay.
But make sure
I like
it's
that better.
3s and 5s.
3s and 5s.
3s and 5s.
Like 3 reps or
Because
3
always
sets of
honestly
5?
like I've read these strength things. I'm like it feels wrong. Like I got 2 more. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
I just did like 3 more and then dropped away and did like 4 more.
Oh, yeah.
that
I've
felt
been-
good.
Oh yeah.
I've been like,
you know what I'm saying?
I
Like
like
till
that.
I can't do it.
does that answer your like?
So
I-
3s as in 3 reps or 3 sets of 5? Or like
Just
how
say
many
you
sets?
did you did a couple warm ups. You're like I'm good to go, and you should do like 3 sets to 4 of like 3 to 5 reps. 5, 5, 3,
yeah.
3.
Like-
Just say you're doing trap bar deads. 5, 5, 3, 3.
Okay.
That should be your reps.
And then like how many sets of exercises or how many exercises should I be doing?
3.
3. Wow, really? Okay.
So you should do like a push, a pull, and then like an accessory, like a tricep. Then the next day I would do
Okay.
like a front squat, upright row, a bicep. Basic core work.
Wow.
I've been trying a new way of lifting lately. I've been like trying to get 3 a week. Sometimes it's like 2, whatever. I feel like I've been getting stronger from it more so than the other kinds of lifting that I've been doing. Just tell me if like what you think about this. So I would go in, warm up like you said, and then do pretty much like I'll build up until I can only do 1 rep deadlift, and same thing with squats. Oh, like not 1 rep. Like I'll do like 3 max squats. Just it's like a little more risky to fail that than a deadlift.
3 1 reps.
3
sets of-
three reps.
3 reps.
Like I can't do more than 3 on squats, and I can't do more than 1 on deadlift. I like build up to that in like over 4 sets. 4.
I don't
maybe
think
5.
to do that every week is good. You should do that like every third week.
Okay,
I
every
would stay in
third
the
week.
3 to 5s, and then every
keep
third
like
week,
2 in the tank for the other.
I wouldn't even do that. Forget I said that. Like, are we going to be a professional powerlifter? Like, I just fucking just lift. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not looking like, oh, I got to beat 672 on March fucking whatever.
Yeah.
And then you'll follow a whole
yeah.
fucking thing with just lift hard. Your primary goal is to be strong for what? Jiu-jitsu?
For jiu-jitsu, yeah.
You fucking lift weights hard. Just don't do a lot of volume.
That's what
that'll wreck your muscles, and you won't be. It'll fuck up your jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
That's all I'm really saying.
I would go into practice very sore. So the first 2 years of jiu-jitsu, I continued to lift like a bodybuilder. So I was doing all hypertrophy. I was doing 6 to 8 exercises a day per body.
That's insane.
Per
And
body
rolling?
part. Yeah. So I'd roll in the morning,
Nice.
and so my best workout was training, and then lift every single day at night. And I would do 6 to 8 exercises, 4 by 20 for everything, and everything was drop sense. And I would also time it. I try to get it done within like 30 to 45 minutes.
Smart, just to keep your heart rate up. You burn fat like a motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure. And I loved the fucking pump. And I think
Who doesn't like a pump? Everybody likes a pump.
Yeah.
If you don't like
Yeah,
a pump,
fucking-
you're fucking.
I was
gay.
addicted to the pump. You know what I mean?
It's addicting. It's
yeah.
like fucking
You look
putting
at
a needle
that
in
the
your
shit in the
arm.
mirror. You fuck. This is awesome.
Yeah. But that was my style. And I love it. I still do it here and there, but I just understand like I am as strong as I want to be, and I don't need to lift like that to keep what I have, which is good.
So at the end of the day, right? Not everybody's the same. You're different from him. I'm different from you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to find what works for you.
Yeah, for sure.
You understand? You can recover oddly well.
Yeah.
I could never do that. That never worked for me. Even at my younger days, I didn't recover that well. So everybody has a different ability to recover. So remember what getting strong from exercises is.
Yeah.
It's not the exercise itself. It's the recovering from the exercise what makes you stronger. That's what
Adapting to it.
catapults you. Yeah.
All right,
The
you guys.
adaptation.
You guys keep going.
Yeah.
I gotta head out.
All right, go to training.
Yep.
Pleasure meeting you, man.
All right, you too.
Go lift some fucking weights.
You gonna be in tomorrow or no?
I think we might be leaving tomorrow.
Oh shit. Okay. Good seeing you, bro.
Safe travels, my guy. Have fun.
Yep.
Stay safe out there.
Go lift some weights.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I have been feeling stronger from the deadlifting that I've been doing. I've never lifted like this before, really, with like an intention to. I'm like trying to lift. I'm trying to deadlift like 4 plates for like 2-3 reps. That's
it.
like a goal. You know, and beyond that, I don't think I'm gonna like. Now I got to get more than this. Like if I could do that, I think I'm good. And beyond that, I'm just gonna, like you said, like I'm not going to pro fucking powerlifting.
Risk to reward.
Yeah, I'm gonna hurt my back. I'm gonna hurt my knees. Whatever.
So at the end of the day, right, you find that works for you and you feel stronger.
Legit, maybe it's placebo, but
No,
I'll fucking take it.
then
Like
just stick with it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not going to, something might not work for me that works for you or whatever I tell you. If you find
Yeah.
what works for you, stick with it.
I'm
Even
happy-
with
yeah.
dieting and exercise, I tell people, like, everybody's body is different. Just
Yeah.
because this works for him doesn't mean it's going to work for you or
Yeah.
vice versa. Just
I would
like
go into practice crushed from lifting like the night before, and my mindset was always like, all right, well, when I go to compete,
I'll be fresh.
I'll take like a week off of lifting, and
Yeah.
I'd be
Adapting.
I felt like my testosterone would fucking.
You would do that.
It would, right?
I'm saying you would do that.
I would.
Take off.
Yeah, that's
That is true,
Like
'cause-
week prior, I would like pretty much not lift and just do cardio jiu-jitsu.
So on the science of that.
Yeah,
So on the science of that.
for sure.
So Eastern Bloc countries are the first ones to derive these incredible strength programs. So do you know who Louis Simmons was?
Yep,
Or
yep.
his was?
Yeah.
Westside
Yeah.
Barbell. He
Yeah.
first got these books from the Eastern Bloc countries and designed his own strength system, right? But they were the pioneers on ramping and adapting. All right. So to what you said is the hyper-acceleration, hyper-adaptation phases. So hyper-accelerate, you do it for a duration of time, but when you hyper-adapt and then you chill out, that's when you get stronger and your testosterone jacked up. You felt
Yep.
stronger, right?
Oh yeah,
because you
way
adapt
stronger.
to it. That's the
you
adaptation.
feel the best.
I would train with the fucking best grapplers in the world, and I was beat up going into practice from a night of lifting. And then the week I would stop lifting, I'd feel
Like a superhero.
fucking crazy.
How far out would you say you want to just stop lifting weights? I'm competing in like, I think a week and a half or so. Like, would you say don't lift any weights the week of? If I compete Saturday, don't lift weights
I
starting.
wouldn't even, yeah. So if you know your body from trial and error previously, if you know, like, if you take off a week, you're optimally strong, but anything longer, you start to, like, feel some strength loss.
Maybe, yeah.
You might want to touch something at, like, 70% a little closer. You don't, like, do anything that could compromise, like, maybe potentially get injured or something.
Yeah.
But it's all really what you gauge. Me personally, like I said, like I need a lot of rest. I know it would probably be a week for me, just say.
Full week.
For me. You know, I know Gregor does it for like 3 or 4 days and he goes, I'm a beast. And he doesn't even know adaptation and ramping and all that shit.
Yeah.
He just knew how he felt. Much stronger. You know what I'm saying? So it's really about how you feel. But for me personally, I'd probably take a week. But if you felt like you're weaker and you're like, I got to lift weights to feel like that strength and just to like feel, to maintain, do it at like 70%. Nothing that
just
could
kind
hurt
of
you.
ramp down. Don't just like
Just
drop
touch
up,
it.
Just touch it.
Like for instance, I did deadlifts the other day, right? And I'm like, I'm going to lift heavy today. So I took a weight that was like 70%. I only did like 1 rep, even though I could do like 5.
Yeah.
1, 1, 1. Those are my warm-ups. And then I put like double the weight on, and then I did 3 sets of 3. You understand? So
Yeah,
I was good and warm. I didn't do anything over 6 reps. With deadlifts, I did 1,
Yeah.
1, 1,
Yeah.
1, 1,
and then you're
3,
normal.
3, 3. Yeah, with
yeah.
double the weight.
Yeah. Have you ever done that kind of lifting?
I'm more of a curl
I
arm day kind of guy.
I feel like you would notice like a kind of newbie gain type of strength from doing
You don't
that.
deadlift and squat and stuff like that?
No, I've done my fair share of doing it, but my lifts are more accessory. And then if it's not accessory, I'll just do hard cardio.
For someone like you, like I saw how you were moving around before, it might tighten you up negatively.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Your hips.
I would see.
You're so loose and shit, bro. Like big compound lifts for someone like you, because you're bigger.
Yeah.
It might tighten up your hips and shit. You might get hurt a little bit more. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to slow him down, man. He's progressing too fast. I'm trying to throw something. But you don't think you can mitigate that with like if you don't
listen,
go?
professional
you know-
athletes lift heavy, like football
Yeah.
players and shit. Those
Yeah.
guys are genetic specimens.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? There's a certain way you could do it. You almost got to try it. But like me personally, I think like you should probably do it here and there. Big
Yeah.
compounds. I think it would only improve your performance. To be
I think
honest.
it would have some improvement. What concerns me about heavy like squats and deadlifts is the pressure on their lower back and the knees. Like I'm sure squatting can be good for the knees, but I feel like there could be an aspect where you're overusing.
So for you, I would only do trap bar deadlift and like split squats with like dumbbells.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No pressure on your spine. The trap bar's centered in your body. It's not really much. It's evenly dispersed through your whole body. A lot. I only really trap bar deadlift once in a while, a straight bar. You know, but
Really?
primarily trap bar, dude. You feel, dude, that works your back. My back is destroyed from it. The middle of my back.
Yeah.
You could feel the muscles that it grabs. I'm like, all right, this works. This will correlate to something. You know?
And it doesn't hurt your lower back.
Everything
negatively.
hurts on my body by now. I'm like
Yeah.
one big fucking. I got trampled over the years. I
Yeah.
blew apart everything. My quad, my lat,
Yeah,
my
really?
chest.
Damn.
All lifting injuries. Yeah.
All was it
Well,
ego
it's
lifting?
funny. I tore my chest
Damn.
shooting a takedown and wrapping the back leg.
Oh shit.
It was tweaked a little, and I was just like, it'll be all right. And I wasn't. It popped, and that's why I tore my chest. Quad was squatting with Winstrol, and I tore my lat a week. Oh no, I tore my lat first deadlifting. Right, it wasn't even heavy. It's Winstrol, and your body dries out. Your
So
muscles turn.
Winstrol, because you were on Winstrol, it dried you
Stanozolol
out.
is the drug, right? Remember Ben Johnson, the Olympic runner from the 80s, or you do now? He's like a band. He was a Canadian, broke the fucking, the fucking 100-yard
I
record,
should know
whatever.
this guy.
And he failed for stanozolol, which is Winstrol. So
So Winstrol is like the brand name.
Winstrol's
for
like a double-edged sword. So the veterinary Winstrol was introduced to racehorses for speed and recovery. So Winstrol, though, what it does, it's double-edged sword. It affects your contractile proteins drastically. It makes you stronger, contractile proteins,
okay,
but dries
so
you out.
contract the muscle better.
So what muscles make stronger is the contractile proteins. They contract more. All muscles contract. They pull
Right.
how hard they pull.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
never a
steroids
push.
do.
It's all
they
pulling
only
stuff.
they synthesize
Yeah.
proteins, but they affect your contractile proteins. That's why they make you
Okay,
stronger.
okay.
The tendons can't keep up, other than getting rigid and hard. So the muscle gets stronger. Tendon doesn't get as strong as fast. Pop, blown apart. That a lot of times either with best situation, if the tendon rolls off, because then the muscle's intact. I have all mid muscle tears, so
really?
you can't sew it back. You can't do surgery because like trying to sew like chop meat.
Yeah.
It's
So-
impossible.
like you can't. It's like okay.
So
can't sell it.
is your lat significantly weaker than it was?
So it tells me when to stop. I did it over 15 years ago. Like I'll be doing pull-ups. It goes, you shouldn't do anymore.
You
Yeah,
feel
really.
it. You
I
feel
start
it.
to feel don't do anymore. You're good. And my quad too. I tore this. This is like I tore this, and I wasn't even going that heavy. I was doing 315, and I was like mid whatever.
Jeez,
and all of a sudden, pop! It just blew out. I dumped the bar. Thank God I had the fucking rack.
From
there.
Winstrol as well, the quad?
Winstrol did that. Yeah, dries me out internally.
Damn.
Was there one of all the ones you've tried, all the Winstrol, this, that? one that you regret and you're like, no one should touch this one. Stay the fuck away from it. Should
Probably
be
trend. It did change my body to the parameter. Like I got bigger and harder and fucking veinier and looked crazier.
aggressive
And
as well. Like,
aggressive.
Yeah.
And bald immediately.
really?
I
That,
fucked my hair
that
up.
did it right away.
Fucked my hair up the worst. The
Wow.
trend.
Is you have the bald gene though? Like, were you
Like
going to be bald
DHT
anyway? You think?
receptors or
Oh yeah, my dad's bald, so
Dad's
maybe
bald.
I am half Asian, so maybe I could have skipped me. I did used to have like the Mario Lopez hair. Until fucking I liked steroids. Yeah, I like steroids. I like steroids.
One or the other.
Yeah, I'd rather be jacked than bald than look like Mario Lopez. You know?
Yeah. Did you optimize your body's natural potential before you ever took anything?
I should have went a little bit longer, but so I'll tell you the history. So I wrestled when I was real young, and fucking I always had like Bruce Lee muscles. I remember what made me like lifting weights. I fucking won. I took off the single just to be hot, and all the girls were like, "Oh my god, what?" I started doing
Yeah.
push-ups and shit. I'm like, I fucking abs. I started lifting weights when I was 12, and how I knew my dad was strong. I was probably 12, right? He bought me a Joe Eater set. Shit was like 135. He took it out of the back truck. He just started curling it. That's heavy.
Yeah.
You know, my dad used to eat fucking, like I said, he used to eat Italian bread and olives, and he was fucking ripped. You know, so I have good genetics in that
Genetics,
sense.
for sure.
Then when I started lifting weights through high school, I got upset. I stopped wrestling because my fucking wrestling coach was right out of college. He was a lunatic who wanted to run a Sunday. I'm like, I'm not going to get jacked doing that. I want to get fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Don't forget, back then, there was no MMA. Everyone correlated the bigger guy with the Rip Champion sweatshirt be the baddest dude. I wanted to be that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I just wanted to bench, and I went from like 110 to 175 in high school in like 3 years. Everyone thought I took steroids. I didn't take steroids.
Yeah, dude, the newbie gains are fucking
gains
Yeah,
are
bro, I
insane.
exploded.
Yeah.
I mean, I did take a supplement back then called Hot Stuff. I love talking about it.
What's that?
What is it?
I did this to myself. So Hot Stuff was a supplement in the 90s, right? And dude,
Hot
it was
Stuff.
banana flavored, and you hear these mythical things. You gotta drink with fucking warm milk. That's when it activates them.
Yeah.
But yo, I
bullshit.
think they probably steroids. There was no regulations. Who knows if they were sprinkling a little fucking D-ball in there or something?
Yeah.
Because I remember I exploded and I became a pimple with fucking. But I did
Oh,
gain.
you got
like,
acne and all that shit?
well, I was also in puberty and
Oh, yeah,
fucking
for sure.
eating like,
Pizza and
7
shit.
pounds of fucking whatever and anything to get my hands on to
Yeah.
put weight on, drinking a gallon of milk. I remember eat a steak, drink a gallon of milk, and a jar of peanut butter a day or whatever.
Oh
Chop
my
meat.
God. Yeah.
That was the goal. That's how I got big. I eat sandwiches with salami and mayonnaise. And
Diet
shit.
of
It's disgusting.
champions.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bro, as long as you eat your protein.
Get your
that's all that
protein.
matters.
Yeah, but they said hot stuff could have maybe has glandular
Oh.
sterols.
Oh.
Optimal, proprietary blend.
Yeah.
Dianabol. Fucking hot stuff.
Yeah, the only thing I ever took was creatine. But dude, when I first 6 months of lifting, bro, I blew up. It was crazy.
Dude,
I would
I've-
look in the mirror
yeah.
every couple weeks. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I feel like way better consistently taking creatine.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
Funny, so it made
Everyone
me
should
turn
fucking
the
be on
key on
creatine.
creatine, right? Now knowing I was a fucking kid and the guy was 2 years older than me, he was enormous. That 80s bloated fucking juice look. I'm like, bro, what do you take? He's like, creatine. I'm like, I gotta get creatine.
probably on a ton of other
So
shit
fucking
also.
take creatine. I know this guy was on 3 sustenance a week, right?
Yeah.
But yo, this shit definitely 100% works.
There's so much evidence.
Definitely, yeah, definitely works.
Creatine's like I know, like if you go from doing nothing to juicing without doing creatine first, you're like that's kind of funny. It's like fuck it,
I'm thinking of it now, creatine, because I've found so many for creatine stories. My buddy, like the guys I used to work out. I used to work out with guys way bigger than me, right? So I was at the time like 225, 230. My friend was my height, was 260, and Freddie was like 310. We used to work out after the gym closed and then go bounce. That was our routine. Saturday night, train, no one was in there, squat like 5. These guys were squatting 5 and 6 plates. I was weak with like
Jesus
4 plates.
Christ.
I would do one, you know what I'm saying? But I was the weakest one, so I had to keep up. So guys would go up to my friend who was 230, like my, 260. Go, dude, what are you getting big? He's like, creatine and carrots.
Creatine, carrots.
Creatine and
Like, the
carrots.
kid was turning orange from eating so many fucking carrots.
Yeah,
I'm like,
not
yo,
the
you're-
blood pressure,
I'm
the
like, you're
fucking-
fucking terrible
Yeah.
doing that.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, funny old stories. I got
Creatine.
I bounced too
carrots.
for a little bit.
Yeah.
What an interesting job.
Everybody bounced through that. Everybody fucking has a bounce.
I was too small. I got thrown out of places from bouncers, but never.
You really?
Yeah.
You started fights?
No, I was like very under. I was like 13, trying with like this
yeah.
shitty fake ID, trying to get into a club, and I just got literally
now, like,
launched out. It was like
You need to
Yeah.
you got to get licensed to bounce. Like back in the day, it was like, yo, we're hiring you, all right, $100. I think they still pay $100 a night. 30 years ago,
Yeah.
they paid $100 a night.
For me, it was about $100 a night.
Yeah.
I did it till I got sued, and then I was like, all right, I'm out of there.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
It's not.
Nah.
Not at all.
God,
It was
you gotta
cool.
do.
I did it for a little bit, and then whatever.
Yeah.
Should we?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good. You
was
got
good.
any plugs? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah.
Not really. No.
Creatine and carrots.
Creatine and carrots.
Yeah, you
I am
have like
coming
workout
out-
plans.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
You have workout plans and stuff like that.
I do. I do online training.
Yeah.
I do everything to either shred fat,
Yeah.
build muscle, or just straight bodybuilding programs.
Yep.
So if anybody's
Where can we
interested,
find your stuff? Yeah.
on my Instagram, you go through my bio. There'll be a link to calendar. You can schedule a call. I set you up with a program, diet, etc. Whatever your goals are. I also have my nutrition company coming out with meal preps.
Nice.
So it's a one-stop shop. You know what I'm saying? So I give you the diet, I give you a link. You go to my website. You get all the meals that fit your macro numbers, and there you go.
Phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, you're very, very knowledgeable. Like
Yeah.
hopefully we retain.
We learned some stuff.
Yeah, we learned some stuff, guaranteed, and hopefully our viewers did as well. Hopefully we can retain all this information.
Good. I'm glad you guys like that. Fun.
Yeah,
Yep,
for real.
sure. All right, guys. Because this was a steroid topic, maybe leave a needle emoji in the comments and let us know you enjoyed the podcast.
Yep. Definitely get on your creatine carrots if you want to get jacked.
Creatine and carrots.
Creatine
Yep.
and carrots.
Stay away from the hot stuff from the 90s.
Yeah,
no
awesome
good.
from the 90s. All right, Ethan Crelinsten.
Nicky Rod. Make sure you guys buy the merch, check out Massive Supplements, and support God and That Jerky. Enjoy your snacks. Thanks, Vinny. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you for having guys.
Yep.
Appreciate it.